Hey, welcome to the channel. Let's get right into it. This is Dad Does Real Estate, and today we're going to talk about escrow shortages. Escrow shortages is a shortage of payment in your mortgage. So escrow is your taxes and your insurance. This is typical with almost all mortgages. I'm sure some people would like to pay their taxes outright, or they pay their insurance outright, which is fine, but most people don't. So we're going to talk today about the shortages. The shortages is a silent killer, because you can go from a mortgage of, let's just say, $1,000 to a mortgage of $1,300 in just a matter of a day. I want to talk about this because this just currently happened to me. I was prepared for it, but that's why I'm making the video, because I want everybody to be prepared for it. So basically what happens is, one, your property value goes up. This is very common. Even if it doesn't actually go up, sometimes your tax assessor will assess it higher than even more than you owe. Two, you're paying too much for insurance, or your insurance automatically enrolled in another year, and they, say they could add it $20 a month or whatever. But escrow is also based on the prior year. So the shortage is how short you was on payment the year prior. So in my case, I get the notification that my mortgage payment has changed. I went from $1,050 to like $1,275, so a little bit over $200. Now, like I said, I've had up to 8-9 different mortgages, so I understand this, and I just want you guys to understand that, especially new home buyers, that this can become a reality and really, really hurt your cash flow. On the flip side, sometimes you get an overage and you'll get money back. This is, I found, typical in the first year. So a couple things outside of being prepared, a couple things that you can do is every year, or even every 6 months or so, you can get a quote on new insurance. Now, number one, just because your insurance payment will be lower, do not sacrifice your coverage. Make sure that you have adequate insurance coverage. Very important. Sometimes what some people might do is have the insurance and take a higher deductible. That's a whole nother topic, but a higher deductible, lower payment, lower deductible, higher payment kind of situation. You'll have to just figure that out with your insurance agent. Another thing is look at what the city or your town or whatever, your tax assessor, see what they're valuing your home at. If you got a house that you owe $160,000 on, it's appreciated a little bit. Say maybe it's worth $200,000 now. Your tax assessor could easily be evaluating it at $300,000, which I don't know the calculation on how much more that will cost you. But here in Indianapolis, it's usually about a little bit over 1%. So if you have a value of $2,000 and they got a value of $3,000, you're easily paying over $1,000. So you got to be really careful about this. And I just want to get this message out. I was actually talking to my son about it. He's an adult. He lives with us and he pays rent. And I just told him, I said, hey, we're going to add a little bit onto your rent, because it's the way it works as far as escrow. So I kind of broke that down to him. Now this is the thing about home ownership that you have to deal with, that you wouldn't have to deal with as a renter. But keep in mind that whoever your landlord is, or whoever that owns the house that you live in, they have to pay this. So that can be why your rent might go up $100 or $50. On that side of the investor side, your expenses go up every year. So that's one of the reasons, outside of just greed and appreciation and different stuff, why your rent go up. But that's pretty much the silent killer, because it sneaks up on you, and you don't really know how it's going to turn out from year to year. Last year, my payment went down $200 and I got a $2,000 check. That's called a overage. That means I paid too much. On the flip side, it almost completely flipped this year. So we can only guess what it's going to be next year. Hopefully it doesn't go up again. I mean, on the one side, if your home value is actually going up, that's good. If you're ever going to utilize it or sell it, whatever. Insurance is always going to go up, whether you make a claim or not. Don't buy into the, well, if you don't make a claim, your insurance should stay the same. If you make a claim, it's going to go up. It's going up anyways. I've had home insurance on all my personal residents, never made a claim, and they go up every single year. So just know that that's part of it. That's reality. So don't get caught up in that game. You're not tied into any insurance company. So I always suggest, get a couple different quotes. I couldn't guide you one way or another. If you want to, message me. I do have a couple of different insurance companies I work with that's worked fine. Sometimes going through brokers work, but that is about insurance and taxes. Basically, it's a shortage of insurance and taxes, to break it down simply. So just make sure that you're prepared for this, because this could really, really, really hurt, a family or a person on a tight budget. So at the end of the day, it all works out, I guess. But you have to make sure that you're on top of it, as far as, checking that assessed value and reevaluating how much you're paying for insurance. If you don't want to do this stuff, just go with the flow. I mean, it's gonna go up some years, it's gonna go down some years. It's always feels good when it goes down, and it always feels bad when it goes up. I would just say, in my experience, it's never just the same. It's always gonna do one or the other. So that's one thing people don't think about a lot when they think about getting a mortgage. So, people get caught up in interest rates and, and all that. That's great, and that is important, but the escrow is very important too. And if you don't understand escrow, please talk to your lender or your title company. They have an obligation to explain to you what's going on, and it can be very confusing. Even me, that's had, I have 4 or 5. I got 4 mortgages right now, and I just signed for another one the other day, and I had to have them explain the escrow to me. So it can be very confusing. Don't be intimidated by it. Make sure you get the help you need. If anybody's selling you a house, I wouldn't say take escrow advice from your real estate agent, but they have experience. They might be able to help you. Your mortgage company definitely should be there to help you. So yeah, that's what I got on escrow shortages. If you guys got any questions or comments, just leave it in the comments. I'll answer it the best I can. I'm not a tax or escrow or a title specialist, but I'll help you out to the best of my knowledge. Only thing I ask for you is to like, share, and comment. You guys have a good day.